In this video, you will learn how to teach your dog to place objects into a container. This is a fun and impressive party trick, but also a helpful behavior because you can use it to get your dog's help in cleaning up their toys or dropping an item off at a specified location. Training this behavior can be a lot easier if your dog first understands how to fetch. If your dog does not know how to do this, check out our tutorial on this skill before teaching this behavior. Before beginning any training session, it's helpful to clarify what the criteria is for the dog to earn a reward. What precise behaviors are we clicking for? So for this session, we will click for looking at the container, moving towards it, sniffing it, and eventually work our way up to a higher criteria, which will be holding a nose target with duration. Spend a few moments practicing the hold behavior that your dog should already know. The purpose of this step is to prime this behavior and help your dog connect this with the behavior that they just learned. Once the dog is consistently offering a nose target, we can introduce an object that will be dropped into the container. Use the same object that you previously used to train fetch, as this will serve as a cue to the dog that you are asking for a hold behavior. The new criteria or click point is when the dog places the object inside the container. With enough practice, most dogs will offer this on their own. But if your dog struggles with this step, work on the two behaviors back to back during training sessions, and eventually your dog will be able to put them together. You can point and guide the dog initially, but it is best to let them figure it out on their own while keeping the rate of reinforcement as high as possible. If your dog accidentally misses the container, do not click and reward. Instead, take the object and represent it to redo the whole trial. Once the dog is consistently placing the object inside the container across multiple sessions, start to introduce other objects. Help the dog generalize this behavior by offering the object from different angles, and if your dog starts to make mistakes, go back to the earlier steps and work your way back up. Eventually, increase the reward criteria once again so that your dog is placing multiple objects inside the container before getting a click and a reward. Once you are confident that the dog will perform the behavior correctly every single time, you can now introduce the verbal cue, which you can use to tell the dog to do this behavior.
Thanks, kid.